All right. So this GM tips is don't limit your role-playing skills. And I'm just going to term it that. Don't limit your role-playing skills. And I think it's important, as we say, don't limit our role-playing skills. Why is that? And I'm going to write this title down so I put it on the thing. Why not limit your role-playing skills? And some of you are going to go, what do you mean by that, Rick? I mean a lot of things. As human beings, we're based on a code of ethics, a code of morality, whatever it may be, tied to theism or anti-theism, either one, or atheism or agnosticism or humanism. There's so many isms today. We're all tied into something. And we have the things that kind of define us. And all these things go into defining a human being. And so often we look at role-playing as part of our life, right? Because it's something we enjoy. And we can allow these predispositions to limit what we choose to play in game. So for instance, maybe a male character doesn't want to play a female because it's awkward. I don't know what a woman thinks. I don't know how that is. I don't know how to properly play her. Or a woman says, yeah, men are just like out on Venus. I have no clue how they think. So I choose not to play a male character because I think I'd wreck it. Or maybe, yeah, I'm good. I'm good and very moral person. So playing a chaotic evil to me just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. All these different things. And I think, role-playing games are different than acting. Now, I will say this, because people liken the two. Acting, you're trying to set yourself and immerse yourself into a world. And in doing so, by immersing yourself, you can really and truly, sorry, I'm going to adjust some things back here. You can really and truly maybe go against and teach yourself a conduct, because you have to immerse yourself to be that character on the screen to make it believable, that really kind of warps you inside in doing so. Role-playing in a role-playing game is very different. You don't have to go that far. And I would never say to anybody, totally immerse yourself in your character. It's a very deep dive, and sometimes not a very good place to go. So all you're doing is trying to just bring to life a character. And it's very different than doing something on screen. You're not trying to be... I know there's ones that want to be thespians. You're not trying to necessarily be a thespian. All you're trying to do is experience and have fun playing a character. Okay? Don't limit yourself if you can help it. Again, I don't want you to go against those core beliefs and make you feel bad inside. It's not what I'm saying. But if you can transcend that and realize that the game is the game and reality is reality. Okay? Two different things. Two way different things. And the game allows me a fun escape that is playful and fun, and when I leave it, I leave the game. Yeah, I talk about it a little bit afterwards, but it doesn't consume me every day. Whereas, if you get caught up in the, gee, if I do this, if I'm going to violate my very conscience, well, I'd say then don't, okay? But you limit yourself. So, for instance, would I play any type of sexuality of character? Of course, I would. And I have. As a GM with NPCs, I have to. So, I may have to scene where two guys are kissing each other, or two women are kissing each other. Now, I know for the men, two women kissing each other, thumbs up. Two men, For me, it doesn't bother me. It's role-playing realm. So, could two guys love each other in a fantasy RPG setting or in a sci-fi? Of course they could. It happens in real life. Why couldn't they there? Does it go against, every moral code because I have two made-up characters kissing? No. It's just playing a realistic setting in a gameplay setting. Now, you don't have to as a GM. You don't have to as a DM. I'm not telling you you have to. You have to come up with what you feel good with. I'm just saying, for me, without having that limitation, it allows me to make a setting more open to anyone who's role-playing different sorts of characters and orientations. So for them, they can explore some different realms. Okay? Do I play, some NPCs that are mass murderers? Of course I do. And I'll play them to a T. Am I a mass murderer? No. Do I condone it? No. Would I do somebody who would broach some topics that are taboo? Yeah, I might. Because it happens. It happens in the real world. Why wouldn't it happen in gameplay? The two are not necessarily distinctly different in environments. Now, that said, I'm not promoting that then you get that behavior and be that way. That is by no means what I'm saying. It just enhances the role play. And I think that's kind of the thing you got to look at. What enhances the role play without affecting me in the real world? And that's where you kind of draw that line for yourself. GMs that allow a little bit of everything kind of make the game exciting at the same time. So, for instance, if you were to allow a adult character that brutalizes a child, well, what is that going to do? It's going to codify your players to go after that person. Most of them would, because they see that as heinous. And so they're going to go after them and try to deal with the situation. It gives them a chance to be champions of a cause and help the helpless. Even if they're neutral or evil, they may say, whoa, that crossed the line. Because even among felons, there's some honor among thieves. And they say, whoa, that goes past my line of what I see is acceptable. So, again, you promote some challenge in the game that maybe unifies or codifies the players against a situation. They have in a lot of the different realm things that are published material, situation where slavers take children and enslave them for work labor or for their own thieves' guild. And, of course, it violates the sensibilities of the players. And they go after that individual that is the NPC that is running that guild. And they try to bring them down whatever way they can. And so, mind you, you build a level of excitement that allows people to even play out their real feelings on a topic. So, I guess I'm saying, and I know I'm dancing it a little bit because I'm not trying to codify what you should do. I'm just giving you options of what you can do. Would I play an atheistic character? Of course I would as an NPC. Would I play an anti-theist? Of course I would. Would I play a theist that is one deity is over all the other deities? Of course I would. Would I play a nefarious demon lord? Of course I would. Why? Because it's role play. It is gameplay. It makes the gameplay situation. Thanks, Bug. Mini GM's handing me her plate. Gotta love her. Of course I would do that for the sake of gameplay. If there aren't younger players or people who I know I would violate their moral sensibilities at times, I would put brothels in a game. I would put sex slavery in the game. I would put other things in there. Why? Because it's the reality of that world. It's not about that I believe in those things. It's not about, would I curse in a game? Yeah, because for me, I don't believe cursing is ungodly. It's not great to do, but I do it for the sake of gameplay a little bit. So understand, I will do some things in gameplay that I don't necessarily take out of gameplay as violating my conscience, and then you say, or my morality as a human being. There's a reason why, because as a GM, I enhance who I am by doing this, and that's the whole part. Love my coffee. So keep that in mind. As a GM, as you don't limit yourself, you enhance the role play. You enhance the experience. You allow yourself to explore some topics that really can bring some players satisfaction in going after. For instance, I've got a lascivious wolf Winterwolf that is all over the Paladin. The Paladin's a little lascivious. He's lawful good, but he's a little, or chaotic good, but a little lascivious. And that's okay. I've got a player who's a lech, who is a sorcerer who goes after any woman that has any sort of, in his mind, beauty in any way, shape, or form. He's a ladies' man. He is a playboy. If I had a guy that was going after, that had a character that was going after guys, a guy that was going after guys, would I be okay with it? Of course, I'd play up the guys to meet him and have those experiences. Why? Because it allows them to explore their role play and what they want to do with their character. Why should I limit them by my real-world sensibilities or lack of sensibilities? I make sure it's okay with the players. I want them to understand that I want to play things realistically for their experience. But I don't necessarily want them walking away from the game feeling, I guess, violated. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a realm that is memorable, that is real, that is 3D, that has those dimensions. I want those NPCs to have those dimensions. It's about growing what you can do in role play to a level where people are excited. I mean, think about it. Those of you that come from different backgrounds, doesn't it excite you when those backgrounds get explored a little bit in role play, and then you can have some fun with them and yet not feel ostracized by them? That's the kind of thing that is about role play. It doesn't necessarily always reflect my real-world views. It's just the role play of the game. So there's a distinct difference, and I think GMs and DMs as you get to that point, as lady DMs and as men GMs. See, I reversed it this time. It's one of those things that you have to look at and say, what will I do for my role play? And if a player's uncomfortable, have a discussion at a table with them and say, hey, look, I'm not doing this to violate your sensibilities. I'm doing this to enhance the role play. If there is a real distinct problem where you feel like a line is being crossed, come to me offline and let's discuss it. And we'll see what we can do to maybe not take away from the role play, but not violate your sensibilities either. And that's always a great discussion. And I think it's a fair discussion. Whether you believe in that person's beliefs or not, as a GM, if you're sensitive to it, then you can modify things in such a way that maybe doesn't violate those sensibilities. And players are very different. Sometimes they take things distinctly and say, okay, so for instance, a geopolitical point of view. So slavery versus non-slavery. Say you have a player in your game that his family was harmed or her family by slavery in reality. But yet you have an empire of slavers. How are they going to react? It could bring back some negative things to them. But then you have to sit down and help them to understand you're not doing this to jab at the thing that hurt them in life. You're giving them the ability in the game to fight against the machine that maybe they couldn't do in real life. You give them a chance to champion a cause that they didn't get to fight in real life because maybe they're not having successes. It's okay to do that. But don't always make a game about a cause just so you can always help somebody with their causes. Please, players, and I'm saying this is a reality in GMs, don't bring your causes into games sometimes. Okay? Be very careful in that. Don't hate on something that you hate in real life unless it's something you know everybody universally will agree with you on. Don't make it about causality. You're going to alienate people. Just like I tell people posting up on Facebook and social media. By posting your opinion all the time, it gets old. I know what your opinion is. I know where you're coming from. By you just jamming it down my throat does not change me as a person towards it. In fact, often it pushes against it. So be careful in the game not to do that either. You want to bring things out in a way that matches your character, that kind of makes it about the role play and not about the causality. And I know I had a GM, and you may watch this, it said, Rick, my cause in real life is what I play in games, and I can't separate the two. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can't. I really am. And I will say this to people who are that way. I am very sorry that... what are you doing? Are you pointing at Dad's books? Okay. She's pointing at my books. and running around. I kind of love the mind of a 5-year-old. I let her have some fun and do act things out because why not? Why wouldn't you? So, I'm sorry you can't separate yourself from that. Because, man, if you've got to bring your realities into the gameplay all the time, you miss out on a really cool experience. You really do. Because you've narrowed your box. Your box is where you play. And sadly, you don't come out of that box to see the rest of the things you could explore. Wow. What you miss out on in gameplay, it just saddens me. It really does. And I know you're going to feel like, well, you're being condescending. No, I truly mean that. It saddens me. I changed my paradigm a long time ago towards gameplay. And it has made me so much better at GMing. It really has. I have grown leaps and bounds since I took these blinders off. And the rage against the machine. I don't talk politics in my game very much. You'll hear it once in a while, and we'll joke about it. I don't take anything seriously about it. I don't, rage against the machine and preach my dogma to people because I see what it does. It takes and destroys a game dynamic that if I had left the dogma alone and just had fun in the game, it may change other things in my life that help me as a human being too. Gameplay sometimes does that. It doesn't have to. It's not why gameplay is there. But it's just about that, guys and ladies. I think you have to think about it a little bit. Leave the cause outside. Come into the game and build some unique and fun characters that are very different. I love that Max does that, one of my players. He is tremendous. He has gone from a rogue that is steal everything and I can get everything to a spy who still likes to steal everything and get everything, but he's very smooth-talking and silver-tongued, and he's about a cause as a spy, to going to play a terroristic character in the next campaign. I'm kind of excited in a way. And it's not that he feels like terrorism in real life. He doesn't. He's nothing of the sort. But he's getting to experience playing different characters that have different viewpoints. And he really is having fun with the rogue class as a whole. He's exploring every boundary of the rogue class. And I'm thinking, wow, he's going to come away knowing rogues better than 90% of the people playing the game. And it's really cool because he's just branching out and exploring and trying and picking this and working with this. Why would you do the same thing? Those of you that play the same race all the time in the same class, why do you? Why don't you play something that you normally wouldn't in a class you normally wouldn't and try it out and see if you like it? I mean, worst case, you say after the thing, okay, I really didn't like the experience. And you move on. But I'm all about that. I love playing different things. When somebody told me to play a gnome one time, I'm like, oh my lord, the gnome, the garden gnome. Oh no, I'm a gnome advocate now. Love the gnome. Love the rat folk. Love the cat folk. Love the tengu. Everybody's like, why would you? I'm like, why wouldn't you? See, you've got to expand a little bit and try things. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to try. Try things. Try different points of view as players. Try different things as NPCs, as GM and DM. Try different countries. Try different realms. Try different philosophies. Try different boss characters. Try different evils and things to fight. And goods and neutrals. It's going to take you and give you the ability to create some tremendously memorable things. I finally bought my first Numenera starter set. Yay! Yay, Monty and Shin. I finally kept my promise. I bought it for $24.99. No shipping. guys and ladies, try it. I'm telling you. I'm going to try it. And I even asked, what would you recommend next if I like it? And I got the recommendations, because normally I just go pick what I think's best. I want to try it. I'm going to try Open Legend more and immerse myself in more and maybe run more Open Legend sessions, even if I don't as a group, maybe online. I want to experience, because it's going to make me a better GM. It's going to make me better at my craft. It's going to make more memorable things that when I run things for you guys and you get to play under me, you're going to have a blast. And it's not going to be limited in any way other than just keeping a rules framework around. And that's the cool part. You're going to get to experience a lot of things that you wouldn't get to experience maybe with other GMs and DMs. Because I'm serious about my craft and being good at it. And I hope you are too. So, in saying this, let's go back to the topic. Don't limit your role-playing skills as a GM or as a player. Don't let your outworld experiences control everything in-game. You're going to sadly miss out on a lot of things and a lot of great moments that, yeah, you'll still have some, but you're going to get bored quick. And I don't know what else to tell you. Just expand your horizon little by little and try to add little by little to your abilities. And when you look back, you're going to say, wow, it's been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. Thanks again. RICMOH45@gmail.com. Rick with capital R, no K, M, capital M, capital T, H-E, capital G-M on Twitter. Hope you guys have a tremendous week of gaming. And thank you to all the companies that have made great role-playing systems. Keep up the great work. Keep up the creativity. We love you guys. Thanks.